Cyndi, welcome back to the podcast.
Hi, Nick.
What's been going on the Pacific? How's the summer been?
The summer's been wonderful.
What have you been doing?
Not as much as usual, which has been really nice. No, really just kind of cleaning up old deals. And I just delivered my Vista Sol houses. I delivered 2 over the weekend. So we're now, as of the end of this month, we'll be 50% occupied.
Occupied.
And
you just have 1 unit to sell there.
I have 1 unit to sell there.
For those that don't know and haven't been following, tell everyone about Vista Sol. Where is it located?
It's in Cerritos.
Mm-hmm.
It's, people think it's far from the beach, but it's actually not. I walk there in 7 minutes, but I go fast. But, where Shaka's is, most people know where Shaka's is. So Shaka's is here. It is directly due north of Shaka's. Mm-hmm. And you can see it now. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. We have palm trees planted. And
how many units?
There's 12 units total.
And 1 unit left. What were the prices when they started, and what were the prices at the
First few units were $289, and the peso changed, so we went to $298 in a panic mode, and the last sales were $359. Mm-hmm. That's for the base unit, and the duplex unit started at $349, and now the last one I have is $429.
Space. Interior, exterior?
960 or something, 1,000 and 1,300.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's an interesting project because you started from land acquisition to the very end.
Yeah, I love that project, though. Because that's me. I like that stuff.
So if someone's interested, wanting to do something like that, how has the landscape changed for developers?
Oh, well, that's what I was just on the phone with my architect saying, can you figure this out? Because we just got the new PDU, mm-hmm. which is a development plan, urban plan, whatever zoning plan. Anyway, that just came out, and none of us can understand it. We can't really read it. The other one we could. I just would say it's pink or it's green or it's blue, and that meant, whatever. So there's been some confusion about you can build like 5 or 6 houses if your footprint allows, like, say it's 25% on a 2,000 lot, then you could build like 5 little casitas, but you can't subdivide them and get clave numbers to sell them. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So that's what's happening right now. At least that's what we're being told and instructed. And then in order to actually build 5 units that we could get clave numbers on, it has to be a regime and they have to be connected. Mm-hmm. So this is what we're all trying to figure out, if this is really the real deal right now.
And when you say clave numbers, those are tax ID numbers.
Tax ID, meaning you can get a legal title in your name, right. Yes.
You're, I know, familiar with, I was just on a call yesterday with a developer talking in that area,
right. Talking
about, because of those challenges, doing one fideicomiso, one trust, and then giving percentage.
Corporation.
Right?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Canadians aren't afraid of it. Americans are. Canadians call it like strata, mm-hmm. and they don't like HOAs. They don't like to pay the HOA payments.
Correct.
But under a strata, there's like one development that was an old palapa development here that has that structure. It is possible. It's much tougher sale.
Why is that?
Because your partners really. There's a corporation, mm-hmm. and let's just say there's 12 units. Well, now you have 12 people on a corporation. Our corporations aren't as simple. Mm-hmm. Someone still has to be named the executor, the general administrator. Mm-hmm. Only one person actually is in charge of that corporation.
Right.
So it makes it a little bit more complicated.
I know from a transaction expense perspective, it's less expensive for the buyer because you're not having to pay all the transfer fees. Correct. And the setup of just one trust.
Correct.
It's split over multiple owners. It's easier for the developer because you don't have to deal with those PDU changes.
It's very, very true when you do that, because if we can build 12 houses, that's great if you want to rent 12 houses or have a little rental community, but you can't transfer the title.
I know the MLS has had restrictions in regards to that because that Palapa mm-hmm. project, we don't list it.
Yeah.
But do you think the MLS would change the requirement because of this challenge in the La Paz municipality?
My guess would be probably not.
Yeah.
Because you want that legal title. There's something else that goes along with that too, which is the right of survivorship.
Mm-hmm.
And that can be difficult in a corporation scenario.
But it wouldn't be a corporation. It would be an actual trust, right? And so there's multiple beneficiaries of that trust.
I don't know.
So it's something that we're trying to explore because of these PDU changes that you're talking about. It's really challenging. Yeah. You've had quite a year this year.
I had a fun year, yeah.
Very busy with a lot of your big parcels of land that you have had on the market, selling the whole thing. Let's talk about that Cerritos piece.
I'm still heartbroken. I feel like my kids went off to college.
For those of you that know Cerritos, it's the iconic, the most popular place in Cerritos.
It is Cerritos Beach. It is. And our client, Roger, has had that property since nobody was there. He used to own the whole beachfront, right? Mm-hmm. And then he sold this off and this and that. And then we had that piece. And he was going to do something with it. And then life kind of changed for him. And he's spending more time in Oregon and doing stuff. Anyway, he's like, okay, let's just put it on the market. So we put all the 5 pieces on the market.
Big pieces.
And we put them on high. And it was like, let's just see what comes out of it kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And then it didn't kind of move anywhere. So me, which I love to do too, which Roger's the same. We're old school real estate people. Let's raise the price. So we raised price. And then I'm like, I want to subdivide it. And it's like, what can we do? Well, we can only get like 20 meters and of beachfront, but that's iconic beach, like you said. Yeah. So Roger's like, okay, subdivide it. I was like whining for 4 months. Think we need to subdivide it. Well, what can we get there and how much can we get? And as you know, we were working on getting the subdivision done and we were going to do CC&Rs. We were going to do all this stuff. And then Roger at a different price point at like $1.2 million to $1.4 million per lot, which was worth it. The 2,100 to 2,600 square foot lots.
Square meters, so over a half an acre.
Sorry, square meter. I always get my zeros mixed up. And so, yeah, they're half acre lots, beachfront. And so anyway, Roger calls me one day and he's like, I just want to start out low. Like, let's do them $795 and $895. And I'm like, I don't want to. And he's like, I'm the boss. And I'm like, okay. And I'm still kind of whining about it. He goes, well, we can raise the price. Each one we sell, we can raise the price. Mm-hmm. So we get the first buyers, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to be raising the price. Well, we sold out in 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. I didn't even get to raise the prices. I was like, Roger, I didn't have any fun here.
What month was that in?
April. Yeah, everything went under contract in April, and we started the closing end of June, and then finished up mid-July.
And the purchasers of those beachfront lots, what are they going to do?
Don't really know.
No?
Nope.
Land banking or just kind of...
They're all locals. Mm-hmm. All those purchasers are locals. A couple of the guys had bought our back lots, the lots we had behind, and they pulled together people. I mean, how could you miss that opportunity, right? So that's kind of what happened. The locals pulled together resources and partners and whatever, and just took the land down. What they're going to do, we don't know, because it's still 25% land coverage with 2 stories.
Right. Single family homes?
I don't think so.
Casitas?
I think they're going to do more surf environment casitas.
Rental?
Type. Yeah. I'd love to see, everybody would love to see that. Keep the beach vibe going.
So those occupy the original 5 lots that were larger lots from the beachfront to the second row.
Right.
And all of it was sold?
Yeah, we closed on all of it. I felt so sad. I really was like, told Roger, I'm not in a good mood today. He's like, why? I said, I feel like the kids left for college. Like that was my baby for a while. Right. And, we just knew something great was going to happen with it. But
I remember we did a podcast on the beach.
Yeah.
And that was probably a couple years ago.
That's when we first listed it.
Right. And remind me what we had all of that listed for. If one person came in and bought all 5 lots.
I think we were going to let that go for $16 million for all 5 lots. So I know I'm close. 2.6, 2.9, 3.4, 3.6 were the back lots. And then the front lot started at 8,950,000.
How many oceanfront lots?
I got 10 oceanfront lots out of the front 24,000 meters, 2.4 hectares. We got 10 lots.
And then what did you end up selling all of it if you were to add it all up? The same amount?
The same amount.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it was easier to sell all within a couple weeks because it was smaller purchase price.
That's right. Because a big parcel is only good for a developer. Well, if a developer can't make their numbers work, if they can't build a resort, it's all pencil. It's all pencil and paper. And that's where I was realizing the struggle. I'm like, Roger, with this density, the densities that we have, we can't do the 4-story hotel anymore or the 6-story hotel, which was part of the original plan.
Right.
All that was going to be timeshare and hotel and resort. We couldn't do it anymore. So that's when I just said, can I subdivide it? And then he goes, go ahead.
What does that mean for Soleada? That's right next door. That's 6
Soleada
stories. It stopped.
It's in litigation.
Oh, it is.
I don't have always firsthand information. Sometimes I get a little bit of it. It started with they didn't have permission and they went around La Paz supposedly to get building permits out of Mexico City.
Okay.
La Paz didn't approve them. And so then there's been this amparo, that amparo. You win, then we go to appeals. And right now, nobody knows really what's going on, except for the talk is they might let them finish it, which most of us are saying, please let them finish it. Right?
100%.
We don't need another Grey Ghost. And people have put their money into it.
Yep.
Other talk is they might make them tear it all down. Other talk is they might make them remove 2 or 3 floors. So, but at this point, it's just going between the Mexican lawsuit. You know, we should be getting close to 10 years by soon. Pretty soon.
Well, on the marina, it
you gotta
was...
figure it's 10 years. Yeah, that was worse. That was 25.
Yeah. So what opportunities exist for developers or even single-family home buyers?
Single-family home buyers, there's lots of opportunities coming. You know, we've got a mix. We've got condos. Mm-hmm. We've got single-family homes. We have a few more single-family home, little 4-home projects that we'll be putting on the market pretty soon.
You will, or just
I will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any previews? Can you give us prices? Sizes?
550, and they're about 2,000 square feet. Nice. They're really nice. They already built 4, and those sold right away. Well, a couple of years ago. Heather just delivered them like the end of last year.
All right.
So we'll have those, their same model. I can share that with you. We're about ready to put them on the market.
Okay.
We have building permits. I just got to go gather all the paperwork to send it to the MLS. And it's like, I think I'll do that tomorrow. I'm pulling a mañana lately.
Well, you've been in the business for decades, and earlier this year, I think it was around the April timeframe, you were saying, all right, this is my last year.
Yeah.
Have we revised that?
No, probably. Yeah, I'm sure. Okay, so the other day I'm sitting there and it's so quiet. Normally I get 50 to 60 correspondence a day between voicemail or between phone calls, WhatsApp, whatever. You spin around your phone like this, right? Where were they? What happened? But I'm down to like maybe 7 a day.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, it's slow.
Concerned?
No, happy that I'm getting a break. Mm-hmm. Because I haven't really ever had a break. In this business, you don't get a break. Yeah. You
keep going.
Sink or swim, right? Or is that what you say, sink or swim? Yeah. Well, that's what it feels like. And so, no, I just decided to embrace this time because it's not going to last. And, I'm building a house or 3 or
3.
I just keep building stuff. Don't even
on the same property, or?
Oh, yeah, I got a problem. I'm like, sit there and go, that would look nice there. Okay, let's start building there. Yeah, I'm never going to finish, I'm afraid. So I've just been kind of enjoying that time. I've been spending some time with friends, which I never have been able to do. I'm the worst. People are like, she'll cancel, I know it. And then it's like 10 minutes before I got to cancel. But so I've been spending some time with my friends.
Yeah.
And I went to lunch with some clients the other day. Wow. It's always like, I gotta go. And so, yeah, I'm just kind of taking it in. And I think we'll be busy right after the election again.
Is that what you're anticipating?
I'm starting to, the new listings, like Maria's working on a bunch of new listings and stuff right now. So that'll kick in. And yeah, I don't think we're going to see much till after the election right now.
Okay.
I really don't.
You've been here how many years, remind me?
17 full-time.
So you've seen about 4 U.S. election cycles, probably?
Yeah. The 2020, that was just a whole nightmare in its own self. It was a COVID fog, right? But I think that's when we really started to see the most effect from the elections, the presidential elections. The years before, it was just kind of, people were sort of all in the middle and little this. Now it's so diverse. I mean, so. So I think it's even more people holding on and waiting right now to see what's going to happen.
What do you think if Trump wins?
I think people will stay where they're at. They're not going to, I don't think I guess, let's say liberal conservative, right? Because I don't know the difference. But I don't think the liberal people will pack up and move if Trump wins. Could be wrong. But I definitely think some of those conservative people will head out of the country and that's kind of what...
If Kamala wins.
Yeah. I think we'll see the people that aren't ready to assimilate into the new world that's being created in the U.S. It's different. It's totally different.
I think we benefit either way.
Yeah.
I think if Kamala is elected, there's going to be a lot of conservatives that are going to be very upset.
Yes.
And they're going to push money out of the U.S.
Yeah.
And then if Trump wins, people are going to be very confident in the U.S. economy. And it's going to loosen up their spending to come down here.
I just wish that they would just all stop fighting. It's so exhausting. Like, I can't help but watch the news. And then I watch the news and I go, why did I do that? Now I'm depressed again. So...
Well, I watched the last debate last week, and I couldn't sleep.
I didn't even want to watch it. I said I'll watch the recap because I don't like all the people. After it's over, everybody's got stuff to say, and I'm like, can we just chill? That's why I love living in Mexico. Let me tell you, fighting with my friends in the wherever we are about how this new world is great and all this stuff that Kamala's going to do and all these changes, and it's like, okay, go for it, believe what you want. But I live in a country where we're kind of like one culture. We assimilate. Here we come and we assimilate. But I love the balance. We get all kinds of things accomplished that people aren't even aware of. I was thinking of the other day. The bloodless bullfights. Mm-hmm. You know, that's a tradition. So all these liberal causes we actually take care of here without drama. There's no drama. Like, remember when the circus, they wanted the circus to not have animals anymore? Right. Circus doesn't have animals anymore. I don't remember anybody fighting about it.
Yeah, right. Just get it done.
Yeah, so I think we live a much, much, much more peaceful life here.
I agree.
Mexicans are about family and culture and fiestas and just
living life.
Just living life, yeah. And they don't worry about tomorrow. They're here for today. I'll catch me a fish, feed the family. We'll drink some tequila and some beers. We'll hug each other, say goodnight. It's just different. Like we're still old America.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, for me, it makes me happy. I like that. That's how I was raised. Yeah.
So we have a lot of real estate agents in the market right now that are suffering. And I want to change topics on agents that had amazing years the last few years. And this year has been eye-opener.
That's normal.
Some advice to those agents.
What could I give them advice
for?
First of all, when they started, we should have prepared them for this is what happens. It's called feast or famine for a reason, and it's true. It's called beans and rice and steak and lobster, and the middle ground has always been kind of avoided in our life. It goes like this. if you're struggling, then you need to work a little bit harder and smarter. People don't like this because a lot of times, a lot of our realtors, and no offense meant, but they also have a life. They spend time at the beach. They enjoy their surroundings. When it gets slow like this, you can't do it. You got to focus. You got to be on that all the time. Go back through that Rolodex. I know I don't have a Rolodex anymore, but I still love the word.
The CRM.
I just love the Rolodex. But you got to go back through all of that and really start hustling. And you can't ever lose faith. Take some time, I don't know, go to church, go to the beach, sit, meditate, bring it all in. The other thing is people get negative. And they're like, oh, woe is me, woe is me, woe is me. Oh, I'm suffering. Well, you can't. You got to sit there and think, come on, I'm waiting. Come on, I'm waiting. It's like a light switch. So I think you just have to the first thing you have to do is keep positivity or leave the industry. Find another option. But you can't let it get you down because we weren't in this business. There's very few of us that have ever been on the top every year of our life.
Right.
Every year of our life. I mean, there's years where I just kind of quit working for a while. I'm like, okay, I'm not doing it anymore. And then back I come. But I've had bad years.
Yeah.
I mean, I even had a couple of bad years in my California life.
Yeah.
You know?
It's the industry, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you check out, the business checks out with you.
Yeah.
How would you attribute the success this year? Because it's been 3 years you've been with us, or 4? When did you join?
I started like in December 21, January 22. Remember, I was trying to close my company down.
So 3.
Really officially, my company was closed by February, and I was with Ronnie Balls, 22.
Tell me what you think would have happened if you kept with your old brokerage and didn't join Ronnie Ball.
I probably would have just quit. No. I was tired of being the boss. And for me, you either have to go big or go home. I didn't have the energy. Now, this is 40 years. This October is 40 years. I didn't have the energy to go big again. Once you get like close to your 60s, you'll see when it happens. You'll remember this conversation. Time becomes more important, and acquisition and life and building, you plateau and you go, okay, I built enough. I might do a little bit more, but that's enough. Your focus changes from the future and planning for the future till like the future is here. So I just looked around. COVID had wiped me out financially because of the office, the restaurant, and the hotel that I had. I closed the restaurant, I closed the hotel. I'm going to go back to Cabo and run the Cabo office, close the little satellite offices we had. Come back to Cabo, run the Cabo office, walked in. There was like 4 problems right when I walked in. And I said, I'm going to close this too. So I like a blackboard. I'm just going to erase it all. Okay, clean start. Nick, want me to come to work? You said, well, maybe. And I said, well, okay, let me know. And then it's like, okay.
Well, it's been interesting for us as a company because a lot of our policy and SOPs and processes, we've changed for you, actually. It may not seem like that.
No, I know, but thank God because I couldn't have cut it. I just couldn't. I've never used a CRM program in my life. I'm not the realtor. You call me now and you want to look at something, you want to buy something, but otherwise I got to go. I'm next. It's like I love and I appreciate the realtors that nurture this stuff for a long time, but not me. Like my ADD is like, okay, call me when you're ready. Or if not, you can call somebody else. It's okay. You know, like I got to go. But for me, it was the best decision in my life closing that office. I've made more money personally because it's my money. I used to
you
make
don't have to
money
spend
for
it.
My agents.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the other thing. The agents that haven't been in the business for a very long time see that 30 or 40% or whatever they're given to the company.
Right.
And they're like, well, if I started my own company, that would be all mine. Well, it's only yours if you make it.
Yep.
But if you're not making it, you're still paying all those bills. So I'm like, I'll gladly give you my percentage. You worry about everything.
And in the last 4 years, it's been a lot more regulations with Profeco
and I couldn't do it.
Offices being closed down. It's been
It's
insane.
one of the reasons I left California. It was just getting too complicated.
Overregulated.
Yeah. But, the regulations, all of it. You know, I ran a brokerage in California for so long. And it just got to where it wasn't fun. But here, real estate is much harder. And people do. They're like 8%. I'm like, it really should be 10, maybe 20, you know, depending on the client. But it is way harder here. Like right now, I'm just trying to get some listings done, like 3 new listings. The paperwork, I'm about to shoot myself, right? Maria's like, what about this? What about this? You have to keep asking your clients. Your clients don't have patience for this either. So,
they don't know what you're asking them for.
And so that's getting a little bit more difficult. And the paperwork with the time, people don't realize the time of your marketing. Mm-hmm. You know, realtors in California, they get the listing signed. Then it doesn't take them 3 weeks to gather paperwork. They take a paper, you sign it, and we're done. And that's it. You know, you don't even need your IDs. You just need to sign it. And here, we're marketing for a year. I try to tell people year listings. I don't want to sign up for a year. It's probably going to take me a year to sell your place. Because look at the statistics I can show you. Yeah. Like, unless we're a great deal or we're in an area that has got a waiting list on it, we're going to spend a lot of time marketing that property.
Yep. It
gets really difficult. And then when it's time to close, here we go again. Need this paper, need this paper, need this paper. It's a tough market here.
Since joining us, how has the transactions department helped your business?
Well,
Maria and the girls in the office.
Well, from Maria, your listings. I always say, I wouldn't survive without Alicia Parra, which is true. Like, you get your people, and you just work in a harmony.
Yeah.
Maria. And God love the rest of our transaction coordinators, but they don't bond. I mean, they can't bond with me.
But Maria's your girl.
And Maria's my girl. And then when she was gone those 2 weeks on vacation and we were closing all the beachfront lots, I'm just like, oh my God, I can't do it. I managed, but it was not an easy task. So I think I've never had a transaction coordinator. That's always been me. I was the boss. I transaction coordinated everything. I do my own closings for the most part. Mm-hmm. And I don't like to put stuff on the office that I can do. They can be doing something else. I can do it. I can do it right now. It's done. But Maria does. She backs me a lot.
And we're trying to unload more of your admin. Yeah. How is that going?
Oh, it's fine. Yeah? I really, Patty and I were talking, I really don't need a lot of help. I can do my own contracts, I think
that's what you think, Cyndi. Yeah. I think...
Really?
I think the more you let go, the more you realize, boy, why wasn't I doing this
Well, that's
sooner?
True. I have let go of a little bit. I have let go of some. I don't like filling out those forms when I get a new listing because it means I got to open the computer because I don't use a computer. I work on my phone.
Yeah.
I do whatever millions of dollars of real estate I do on my telephone.
Yeah.
I don't want to sit at a computer.
Well, and if you can dictate all that to someone you can trust that can fill out those papers.
It just means I don't have to stop and sit down because that bothers me.
I think high producing agents tend to be those that don't sit in front of the computer.
No.
They're interacting with clients.
Yeah,
and that's the key.
Do not like to sit in front of a computer at all. I work from the road. I'm so excited when I get a red light because I can finish that message, when I'm driving. So, yeah. So I don't like that detailed paperwork. In our operating procedures and things, we have okay, Cyndi, you got to do it. I don't want to.
Well, and that's what the Maria is there for. So it gets done. So we're compliant. But you don't have to do it.
She's so cute today. She's like, I said, I'm on my way to Cabo, and I had clients going to the airport, and I had all kinds of stuff going. I'll fill it out tonight. And she goes, I'll do it for you. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Yeah. So I was like, yes, thank you. But those are the things I need help with because I just don't, I don't want to do it.
Yeah. Cyndi, what else can we talk about? What else do you need to tell me?
What have you been doing?
Traveling. I went to Japan for a month.
Yeah.
That was amazing. Really? And got a great perspective on life and just the way, because the culture is so different in Japan and it's so structured and everything is on time. Everything has its place. Everything's super clean. And it's like nowhere else in the world that I've visited.
Really?
It really. And that was great perspective. But since coming back in August, I've just been going to seminars, just making adjustments in the market. This year in the market, it's been rough. You've been an outlier. You've been one of the probably 5 to 10 agents in our whole marketplace. So 0.1% of the agents that are killing it this year. Everyone else is super down.
Are they really?
Yeah, 30 to 40%.
Oh, wow.
And so that's why I wanted you on, because you are outperforming the market by a long shot. And I think I
just work all the time, Nick. That's the truth. Like everything, work comes first before anything else. And then I if I have time, I put things in between.
Yeah.
But I think that's the difference is this is not for some people. Some people get lucky in the first couple of years, but this is not a business that's a part-time business. If you want to continue to make your numbers, you know me though. I don't even know. I don't even know what my number. I don't even care. Like I don't even know what I made. I know I made enough to build another building, but it's I'm not competitive. Like I only want to just go do my job.
Well, I think what the success this year is all the hard work.
Yeah,
it's a cumulative effect.
Oh, yeah.
Because all your deals weren't overnight.
No.
People are looking at it and might like, wow, Cyndi has sold tens of millions of dollars of real estate this year. And you're selling more than individual offices.
Oh.
Right? And so
I think I should have a champagne.
Well, and that's why I wanted
Let's give you a little crown. No, I'm just kidding. I don't want a crown. Maybe a sack.
But people are asking, what is Cyndi doing that is allowing her to outperform? And it's all the work that you've done for many years. Right.
And that's one thing for sure. And I would like all the agents to know this. These are seeds. What do we call it? Yeah. We have trainers that do it, right? With trainers that tell you people, not you people, you guys, that you got to plant those seeds. But you can't just plant them and walk away from them. You got to keep watering them.
Weed them.
And you have to. I also donate a lot of my time for free because I don't think about if I'm getting a commission.
Yep.
People call me, Cyndi, can I pick your brain? I'm not going to buy anything right now. I'm not going to do something right now. And I give that time. Yep. And I think that's where a lot of people, every phone call can't be, where's the commission? It has to be, I'm a pro. I like my job. And I want to share my experience with people. I really feel strongly about that.
And if you're in it for the long term, 40 years in October, then you can afford to do that. You can afford to give away your time, your experience, your advice, because eventually it comes back.
It always comes back. And that's the other thing. Give and it comes back. And I'm such a firm believer in that in everything that I do. Don't ask me why. Here, just accept this and don't ever ask for anything in return or expect anything in return. It will come back to you. It always does. And love thy neighbor and love everybody. I love you too.
I think with that, Cyndi, we can finish it up.
Love.
Thanks for coming in.
And good to see you.
Good to see you also.
Yeah.
And everyone, until the next one, bye for now.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Nick Fong Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast and the YouTube channel at youtube.com/Ronaval Real Estate and follow Nick on Instagram at NickFong_Ronaval. Ready to find your Baja dream home? Check out the latest property listings at Ronaval.com or findmexicohouses.com. Hasta luego.